Hi, everybody. Late happy holidays. As you all probably know, and I only found this out like yesterday, it's 2022, which is crazy because it's like another year, you know? And so much has been happening so far, just people just announcing albums left and right. But the craziest thing that I've seen is Kalela's selling PS5s on Twitter instead of dropping an album. So we're off to a great start. This song's really good, but it's a bit weird as a single to me because it feels like a middle of the album type track. Man, both of these songs are so fucking good. 2010 especially. That song is so easy to put on repeat and listen for like 30 minutes straight. I know that from experience. The song's a fucking bop. I really love it when the chorus comes in and that fucking synth just peers into the track. The song's weirdly kind of one note. It never really peaks hard enough for me, sadly. This shit just fucking bangs. I love the flip of the 2 Live Crew song, and Rico and Flo Milli just fucking kill it. As someone who's been following Rav for a while, it's really cool to see him collab with some pretty big people in the underground like OME and Ant. This is honestly Glaive's best song since Life is Pain to me. I love the beat on this so fucking much, and Glaive just has a lot of emotion in his performance on this one. After this song, I'm really excited for redveil's next project. It's nice to see someone so young blowing up and making great music like this. I fucking love 21, dude. He's incapable of giving a bad performance, and his voice matches with every beat possible somehow. These 2 new songs are no exception. Given that this is only Turnabout's first officially released song, I'm incredibly excited for whatever he does next, because this is fucking amazing. Both of these songs are honestly pretty good, but it's impossible to review this without bringing up the Astroworld tragedy, from which Travis isn't really doing a great job of looking good in the public. It's nice to see that gecs still have it and that they're pushing the boundaries of their sound, because I was admittedly a little bit worried after the last Dylan project. I think I expected more out of this song, to be honest. Like a Twigs, Weeknd, and Arca collab sounds way more bombastic on paper than what this song actually is. This song is actually incredible. I fucking love the build up on the first part especially. Jakey's voice was really nice on that. God, Smino has to have one of my favorite voices in rap right now. That and his flow are just so smooth. I just love listening to him. I mean, it's a Mike song. How can it not be at least decent? Also, I'm loving the more soothing beats Mike has been putting out recently. It's pretty nice. This song's alright, to be honest, and it's pretty weird that it's censored throughout the whole thing for some reason. You see, I was so excited to review and even hear a new Crazy Frog song, but yeah, I'm good. This shit's fucking great, dude. There's so much chemistry between Bruno and Pac, and the choruses on this thing just hit so hard. This album's really weird for idols. It feels very minimal, and some of the songs don't really go anywhere, like at all. It's cool that they did a full project with Kenny Beats, but I was expecting a lot more out of this than what it is. While I honestly do like most of this album, it really didn't need to exist. I get Juice had a shit ton of music in the vault, but like, come on. It's so cool to see a project like this. Papi just feels like a divine being over Goots beats. While I like this album better than a lot of people seem to do, it definitely is an underwhelming sophomore release after the potential he showed on his debut. Also, holy shit, why weren't the interlude songs longer? Those are the best songs on the entire album. I don't know what the fuck happened to Bones this year. He really just kept putting out mid-project after mid-project. I'm sorry, but Pay for Haiti is such a standout song. I literally don't give a shit about the other 2 songs in this EP. Don't get me wrong, they're still pretty good, but holy shit, I never knew I needed Mock and Katra to do a song together. It's insane. This would honestly be one of my favorite Mock Hami projects if it was expanded upon a bit more. Like, the beat selection is absolutely insane on this one. This is an extremely underwhelming comeback for Tierra. Most of these projects feel so half-baked and really minimal in a bad, boring way. R&B is kind of good, but nowhere near as good as Whack World or even her singles from 2019. God, this is such an improvement in every way from JUS's last album. The production and flow of this album is so smooth, but also scatterbrained in a way. The vibe of this album fits his voice so well. It's just another great album to come out of Bruiser Brigade. I will admit I am a bit underwhelmed by this project. Ferreira definitely delivers on the lyricism as usual, but it gets kind of repetitive and tiresome by the end of this project. Life of the Party is pretty good. So is the added Cuddy verse on Remote Control. Everything else I'm pretty on. Filthy's usually a great producer, but to be honest, I found the production on this really weak. It also doesn't help that I don't really like Lucky that much either. While I do like this project as a whole, Pierre is definitely better over his own beats, and I was really disappointed that there weren't any transitions, as I feel like those make Pierre projects. I feel like Underscores is going to be the leader of a new wave of some type of internet emo. This shit is so fun to listen to, and the production is really impressive sometimes. This is, as Amine intended, a fun project, but I wish it got expanded upon a bit more. I'm sure there might be elements on this on whatever his next project is, so I'm not really tripping that hard. I don't know how an Ichiko project, especially a live album, couldn't feel intimate and beautiful. I know this is supposed to be a pleaser for listeners in between King's Disease 2 and 3, but I feel like this is better than both King's Diseases so far. It felt like Nas and Hit Boy truly understood each other on this one. Bass Nas has an ear for really good production, and if he really honed in on his rapping some more, he could make such a fucking good project. I do like this album, but holy shit, Adele's marketing team massively overestimated how much people would give a shit about buying it on vinyl. Rick Ross has such an iconic voice in rap, I just wish he would stop using generic and boring beats. Like, all I really want from Ross is a collab project with The Alchemist, like an EP at least. This is definitely the best Boldy and Alchemist collab project to me. Every song on here lands so hard, and that Ice Cold Bishop feature is absolutely insane. It's really cool to hear Alka do something like this. It's a really nice project. I would love to see him try some more different stuff for him in the future. This is definitely the best live album that came out this year. The new compositions of Moses' songs are incredible, and the film that comes along with it is great. You can really tell Moses just put so much work into this project. I don't really have much to say about this one other than I wasn't expecting an Olivia Rodrigo sample on the last track. I know this really isn't an album, but I did want to showcase it. The compositions in this were so beautiful and emotional, especially the last 9 minutes. I thought it was really cool to switch up the blonded radio format, and I kind of want Frank to do stuff like this more often. To be honest, Arca has gotten on my nerves over the past year, especially with her selling her song about being non-binary as an NFT and saying that it quote-unquote wasn't capitalist. I mean, I wouldn't expect anything less from the daughter of an investment broker, but I digress. Overall, the Kick series is good. I like the compositions of 5 the most, and it was a pretty good closer to the concept of the series. I don't think most of the series is going to be that memorable for me, especially the first half of the second one. I give the Kick series an I Miss Sophie out of 10.